Well, how are you going to create that piece of magic if you have a fear of standing out? The marketplace rewards originality. Lady Gaga did what she did. Now you could say she copied Madonna, but she was just so different. And the meat dress and this. The marketplace rewards originality. The iPhone has sold over 1 billion units because it was so original. The great art, Jean-Michel Basquiat, it's probably, someone else probably did more, but a few years ago, highest money ever made for Jean-Michel Basquiat, $100 million plus. The great magic, the great artistry comes from originality. I encourage you and suggest to you, you absolutely must take your industry where no one has ever gone. If all you're doing is benchmarking your competition, then you're not bringing fresh value to the marketplace that is going to dazzle the marketplace and that people will pay for. And yes, everyone starts off copying. A few summers ago, I was in Mauritius and I read Miles Davis's autobiography. And Miles Davis, I think he played with, was it Dizzy Gillespie? I think he played with, and I think he played with Charlie Parker. And what he did was he had these heroes, and he would copy the musicianship and the composition and the style of the dominant, famous heroes at the time. Everyone with me so far? But as Miles Davis practiced his craft, as he got to know the domain, as he built higher levels of awareness, he started to find his own rhythm and his own voice. See, that's what marks a virtuoso from a copyist. Most people in business, most people in life copy what the herd is doing. They just copy what everyone else does. The true innovator, the true artist, the true visionary understands the domain to the point where then they can say, I don't think this is right. Or here's my voice. Here's what I want to do. And Miles Davis, once he started his own unique cadence, his own unique style, he brought something fresh. You've got to bring something fresh to the marketplace. But how can you do that if you have a fear of standing out? FOSO, fear of standing out. Another primary human fear, fear of failing extremely. And just remember, failure is the price of ambition. Intense morning exercise, at least 5 times a week, will totally transform your life. And I could get into the science, what it does against depression. Did you know that drug addicts, 10 minutes of exercise every day significantly reduces cravings? Did you know, Did you know that morning exercise releases dopamine, it releases serotonin, it releases norepinephrine? Did you know that morning exercise causes neurogenesis, the formation of new brain cells? Did you know that morning exercise actually allows you to overcome reward deficiency syndrome, so you actually have more dopamine in your brain, so you feel like you have enough? Did you know in an age of dramatic distraction, morning exercise releases norepinephrine, which boosts the center of your brain, which promotes focus? All of those things I mentioned will make you money, they will make you happier. Serotonin makes you happier. Cortisol is high in the morning, it comes down just by one simple thing. Make that simple commitment to get up at 5 a.m. or 6 o'clock and sweat. And you've got to sweat. Why sweat? Because sweating releases the BDNF. Do not tell me that Heartset is soft. Do not tell me Nelson Mandela was a weak man. There wouldn't be wars. There wouldn't be anger if we learned to purify our heart set. How much more productive would you be if you didn't have all that suffering in your heart that is subconscious and repressed? Mindset is a muscle. Your brain can grow through neuroplasticity. Heart set is a muscle through forgiving, prayer, meditation, visualization. I'll give you the methodology. Your heart will grow. You'll be a great leader. You'll have empathy. But it's not only mindset and heart set, ladies and gentlemen. It's health set. Health set is a muscle. Your muscles can grow. Your metabolic rate can increase. You can build a pharmacy of mastery where when you run the 20-20-20 formula that I'll teach to you, and those of you who've been coming here for years, it's a game changer. You'll release dopamine. Cortisol is highest in the morning. You reduce it. You'll release serotonin, which actually boosts serotonin, the pleasure neurochemical, which will make you feel happier. And you'll release norepinephrine, which actually builds focus in a world of fragmented attention. You've got to work on your health set. But it's not just health set. Your soul set, I don't think I've ever said it so clearly. Your soul set is a muscle. As you nourish your spirit, you micro-tear your old you. And is this easy? No. This is why the mystics call it the dark night of the soul. The old you must experience a crucifixion so the best you can endure and experience a reincarnation. And that's why the path to personal mastery and legendary and the 4 interior empires, which precede every external empire. You can't make more money without calibrating your self-identity. You can't own your domain if you have no energy. You can't serve and handcraft your new book, your new film, your new product with love and devotion and obsession bordering on a possession. You must be possessed with a heart full of love to serve. How do the great ones do it? That's how they do it. It's not a business strategy. Let's do the quarterly meeting and do a diagram and go do a retreat. No. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you have not discovered something you are willing to die for, then you're not fit to live. Human beings really don't love to change. Okay, we have a neurobiological bias towards staying within a steady state. And it kept us safe when we faced a lot of environmental threats thousands of years ago, like environmental extremes and saber-toothed tigers and warring tribes. But now we're in the modern world, and we still have this bias towards staying safe and within our comfort zones. And you've got to fight that neurological instinct if you want to grow and be a better leader and an elite performer and build a gorgeous life and change the world. And remember that greatness is built not by revolution and one grand act, but by those tiny acts of progress that look invisible and infinitesimal. But when you do those little improvements every day, those micro wins, they don't look like much, but over time, they stack into exponential gains. And so, get up at 5 a.m. and do it the next day, and then do it the next day, and then if you miss a day, come back to it, and just trust that small daily commitments and improvements, when done consistently over time, are going to build an indestructible willpower muscle that will allow you to live in the rare air of world-class productivity, world-class creativity, epic prosperity, and a life you'll be very proud of at the end.